Hello, everybody. I hope y'all are all doing well. AJ, and that's the old logo. I did not update that one. Didn't I say I was going to do that last time? My bad. All right, audio as well. I need to change that out. I hope y'all are doing well. AJ, the CEO here, and where is my tag? All right, I got to make a mental note to replace that. Hope y'all are doing well. I think I've said that like 8 times. AJ, the CEO here. This is where it all started, folks. I started doing this as a church post-production where I was documenting what I was doing from a live streaming standpoint. And hey, that's what we're doing. And I want to give you some tips and show you exactly what I'm doing as well. I don't like having secrets. I want to give you the same amount of information that I do, that I know, and I'm constantly learning myself from a media ministry standpoint. Maybe something I do will help you improve a little bit. Now, I am streaming on Facebook and YouTube, so I'll be able to monitor both here. We got a couple of people here. John, hello. Thank you for stopping by. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your name, but thank you so much for stopping by. Hey. And Mike Jones, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Try to make it a little nicer and neater and all this other stuff like that. What else we got? The man, the myth, the legend. I'm waiting for it to update here on VMix Social. Josh, what is going on, sir? Hope everything is all well with y'all. So we're just going to cut straight to it, folks. I mean, I'll try to answer questions if you have them. But again, this is mainly for y'all to look over my shoulder and show you what we're doing here. Now, what I want to focus on today is because I forgot to grab the backup of the recording from church. I guess I could pull it down from Vimeo. Let me download that here in a second, but I want to focus on doing some short videos that you can use for Instagram or Reels. That's what we want to work on. And the skill set is exactly the same. We just got to change how we have our canvas laid out to when we're editing. All right, so this is a 3.75 gig download. So hopefully we can get to that. But what I was doing today as well is I had my camera, this one here that I normally do my videos with. This is a Sony, and I always get the letters backwards. It is a ZV-E10. This is the updated version where I can have interchangeable lenses. I have not bought any lenses for this, but I took this and was doing other recordings throughout service. So I wanted to start collecting B-rolls to start using for announcements, which we started our video announcements today. And then from a media standpoint, if you want to start making other content, don't just rely on just your live stream. You got to start collecting, taking photos, taking videos, whatever. I got a couple of toys here that I was playing around with. Hold on a second. So I love Legos, but we was playing around with some other stuff. And where's the camera? Here it is. So I got this remote control little Lego joint that I fashioned a mount here for my action cam, so I can have this driving around, giving a unique shot, just playing around, trying new stuff. Hey, there's no rules to this. It's all about being creative and trying new things. So that's what I'm going to be dabbling with and just getting B-roll and other things like that. Willie, hello. Thank you for stopping by. All right. And as y'all know, and Josh got after me for this, so I'm not going to make it a super priority type of thing, but we are at 49,981 subs. So, boy, I'm excited. Subscriber count. So while we're doing this, let me know, what are y'all's thoughts? What are y'all doing? Are you leveraging any of the different type of platforms at all for different types of content. The idea is we want to use Reels, all the Reels, stories, the other stuff that's like on Instagram. We want to leverage that so we can push folks and steer people in the direction of our main content and stuff like that. So if I cut over here, I might flip back and forth a couple of times. Oh, we went up by 3. So we're at 49,984. You've already hear a big shout when we cross over. Give him all praise, honor, and glory to our Lord and Savior. Because, hey, I'm just excited about just this opportunity of doing this. But Parker, hello. GH Cleaners, hello. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Now, again, this is all dictated by y'all. Now, I can show you what I'm going to do, and I'm still learning this. I was working on a video, and it was just getting way too long of me recreating announcements from ground zero. I can show you that. All of this, you said the audio is low. Okay, let me see. I was working on a video. I don't know. I'm at 50. I'll turn it up a little bit. Just a tad bit. All right. Hopefully that helps. But like I said, this is hopefully meant to help y'all in whatever capacity while I'm still working at the same time, just showing you what I got going on. Let's take this screen up here. Let's full screen it there. So now we have our whole desktop here. So the program of choice that I use is DaVinci Resolve. I've been using that for years. And just waiting for that to open up. So I'm going to go and show you some of the stuff with a Reels type of setup that you can use with stories or either one. Mr. Clarence, hello, sir. All right. Where's my mouse? There we go. All right. So I got my SD card here. I actually need to start moving some of this stuff because I'm done with it. Here, I moved that to my move folder. That's what I'm gonna offload to my NAS. So let's make a folder for today. And then we're gonna drop all our footage that we did today in here. All right, it didn't go to that one. I was gonna say, I know I took some pictures. All right, these are a bunch of pictures that we took today. And then the idea is different forms of content for media, not just video. Let's see who else we got here. Grady. Here. Do you use Twilio? No, I do not. Actually, I don't know what that is. Veronica, hello, hello. So, like I said, I really encourage y'all, whether you do it with your phone, a camera, it doesn't really matter. We want to have different forms of content, whether you want to use it for B-roll or anything like that. So these are a bunch of videos that I got. I think I got some good moments where Pastor has some notes that I can use them. I'm using DaVinci Resolve. I'm also going to use Descript. That is another program that I am very, very, very much delayed on actually showing y'all that program. Let me see. Can I take the screen down and trying to move it over here? But let me know, who is using and utilizing any of these other platforms, or are you just live streaming? Let me know. Because there's no point in me, talking about this stuff and nobody's using it. I can focus on some other stuff that's relevant to y'all's media ministry if that is the case. Oh, that was strange. We went up by 3, then dropped down by 3. Oh, well. Up here. Click that link. Go full screen. All right, I think we're good there. And then I need my 810. We're going to use our downstream key number 2. That's the right screen. we went over this of how to use these. I'm using my right monitor, and I want to. Oh no, actually it was upstream key. I'm my bad. It's upstream number 2. Yeah, and it's still set to that. So if we engage that, there we go, and we need to move this over. Flying window. Let's move it over, and that is super tiny. I think we did it at 0.8. Yeah, something like that. Let's do a 0.9. And let's crop the bottom. Let's do that at 0. Whoop, 3. Oh, that's too much. -2. -1. There we go. All right, so we'll keep that up that way. If you ask, it's there. All right, so we got our files moved over. So if we look at a sample of these, like I said, I was taking photos and video. It's good to try and catch a good moment that's going on. I was getting different aspects of everything. We got our, during praise and worship, got right there behind one of our musicians there. Caught one in motion. Probably gonna use that one. But then we got some other people praising and worshiping. Got soloists. You got pastor there, praise team singing. That's a great picture. I got pastor's arm moving. That's actually First Lady is moving her arm. Sister Ruth. Got some other folks. Got the media team hard at work in the back. And got a straight shot on. And again, we want to leverage a lot of this stuff for different thumbnails and everything like that. All right. And I also got some video. So that's what we're working with. All right, D Green was saying they're interested in how I use the script. So let's actually start with that. So that way you can see what this can do. The script is a great program. I need to play with it a little bit more, but the level of what I am using it for, I think is going to be really cool for y'all. So I'm going to open up a project here. And I want to do something new. New project. I'm going to put that inside. Oh, no. I'll just do this today. 07/17/2022. Oops, excuse me. All right. So what I want to do is, the script is cool because it's like a visual video editor. So I'm going to grab a video here that recorded today. Now I'm using this in landscape mainly for the purpose of this is what I want to use for different type of aspects on social media. So let me catch a good one right here. I'm trying to remember which one, but we can always go back here. So what this will do is it will transcode who's talking. So it's asking how many people do I have. And I would say, Pastor David Taylor, that's the name. And then this is a short file, so let's give it a second and let it put everything together here. Video settings, I want to change all right, so the resolution is good. And I'm going to change it to 1080p because that's what's going to be used for real story, stuff like that. So as you can see, it transcoded exactly what he said. Now let me see. Let's play this. And I think I got my speakers up so y'all can hear it.
Where we came from, what's our agenda, ethnicity, what social, economic class we may be in, how educated we may be. He's interested in all, somebody say all. For God so loved the world.
All right, so again, it gets you pretty close. This is actually wrong, so I'm gonna double click on that and then hit correct the letter E, and it's actually loved, not love. Now, the script has, on one of its paid plans, it will actually use AI to analyze your voice. Now, this might be scary to some people. So obviously I haven't done this from a pastor. I haven't even played with this myself. But I can come in here like a Word document and change this, and it will sample the voice and use AI to simulate the voice so that if something was wrong, you can actually do that. So let's see. Brian Smith is saying, shout out from New Orleans. Hey, I just had a friend come from there, and I was up the street from there for a little bit. I was in Baton Rouge about 2 weeks ago, something like that. Might be going back here in a little bit. But let's see. So let's go and play it again.
All the world, not just parts of the world, but all of the world. He gave his only begotten Son.
All right, so this one, son, needs to be changed. Now, the other beauty of this, you can sample this, and even if you were using your regular, 1920 by 1080 landscape instead of the portrait mode that we got right now, you can export this and use this as text. So let's play it one more time.
We've been in this teaching series about
So this is series. Let's correct that. Now, I've done this before where I've had to type out the entire thing, and that is a pain. But this actually helps you get there. And again, this is a full video editor, so you could do video editing in this. So, we can always expand this out, but I'm already inside the confines of this because I held the camera to the side. So I don't need to change that, but you could if you needed to.
series about SOS, Souls of a Summer.
So this is actually completely wrong. So this is actually souls over summer.
SOS, Souls of a Summer. And trying to run urban dance to articulate the love of Jesus Christ in such a way that somebody would come and give their lives to Jesus Christ. And this is not just my song.
All right. So, and again, I was in the back. So I would prefer to have gotten a audio recording from our mixer because as you can see, the script was picking up people who were responding back in the service. So that's some of the stuff we would have to come through. But let's just take this as an example. This would give us the text here, and then we can come over here to, let's open up a new window. We can come over here to translate.google, and then say we want to come in here, and now you got some other languages that you can use. Now, some of this I want to test out because, like, I know a little bit of French. I know enough to be dangerous. Like, nous is we. I know that. And institutes, the interest of good of God, like Amy is like, but I think in that conjugation is love. Passement, c'est en parties du monde, et tout le monde qui est raison. All right. So, I mean, I think this is pretty close. So you could use something like this, and then you can actually do subtitles for your videos if you wanted to do something like that. And this is just something else that can be expanded out. So a lot of us, we maybe only go stream in one language. So you could take this and then transcode the whole thing, get all the wording in there, go through, obviously spot check it to make sure nothing is grammatically incorrect, translate it, and then upload it in a different language. So now you're offering that to other countries, other people who are interested in your content. We just don't want to focus. Our mindset is we're reaching out. So we want to offer that to others. Again, if you have an ATEM or any type of other thing, you can actually get yourself another capture card, another capture device, and a camera, and have it dedicated on one person who's signing what's going on and have them in a lower third. You could always do a bunch of things for that. Idea is expanding it out. All right, so now we got this. Now, one of the beautiful things about Instagram, if you have a clip that's under 15 seconds, it will actually transcode that for you. It has to be under 15 seconds. So if you've looked at Instagram and it had all that text and stuff like that, that's how you can do that. Now, I can't do that right now because I don't have access to the church's account, but there's a bunch of things that you can do. So let's say we're going to take this back into DaVinci Resolve. So let's take this text, we're going to export it, and we're going to export it as our subtitles, and it puts it in the right format and everything like that. So let's, I'll put it in this folder, and there we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and close this, and it looks like there's a new version of the script. We'll come back to that. Let's open up here. Coach, hello, hello. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, thank you. So we exported our subtitles. Again, this could be for any language as well too. So let's go ahead and open up I'm gonna make a folder because I plan on doing this more often. Shorts, reels, all of them are in the same type of format, in a portrait type of a vertical format. So I'll just make a folder for that. And I'm gonna do today. All right, so let me switch this to single screen. And let's bring in some of our stuff. Now, honestly, I don't even remember which one it was. No, that's the musicians. Where did I put it? That's the choir. Am I really missing it that much? That was at the beginning. What in the world? I forgot that quick which one I used. Yeah, I was at the angle. That definitely wasn't it. Oh, there it is. All right, so we're going to grab that. And we're going to bring our subtitles right there. So now let's go over here. And let's make a new project because we want to make sure we're in the right format here. We want to do this in a vertical. So all we got to do is alternate the numbers. 1080 by 1920. Boom, there we go. And now let's bring this over here, as you can see. And then with the subtitles, let's bring that down here and look at that. Look at this, look at this. Awesome. So now when we click on this, we can edit this, and all of it's already done for us. Let's take out the name here. And we want to format this appropriately so that it can fit inside the confines of this. Now, what I want to do is change the overall font for everything. I'll go here to style. I've been using League Spartan for our font. And we're going to go from there. So I'm going to select that font, because you want it to be able to stand out here. Make it a little bit bigger. So that's overall. But now we have to format this so that it stays within the confines of, so everybody can see it. Now, again, this is not a complete sentence, and honestly not an exact example of what I would use, because I actually got something earlier that works a lot better than this, but I just don't remember which video it was, because I made a note to myself when it happened. I was like, oh, that's a good one that I can use for that. All right, so got that. And then we're just going through here and formatting this. So now if we came up here, So right here, this was an extra line. So if it didn't come out everything that you needed, you could always add that. Why did that one not come out right? Yeah, the font on this one is not right. But the idea is, we want to stay within 15 seconds. Because again, your shorts and reels, the idea is obviously we got to pay attention in the service. So that, and I personally would like somebody to be dedicated to doing this, because trying to add this on top of being focused with your camera angles and stuff like that, there may be somebody who's good at that. I'm not one of them. If I'm focused on one task, it's kind of difficult. So that's why today, John and Gloria were handling everything in the back. I was walking around with the camera getting some shots. So might want to be mindful of that, because you need to pay attention so that you can get a good shot. I didn't want to sit there and record the entire service, but that's something you could do. So say I'm going to cut this to right here and just use this as an example, even though I'm not going to upload this. Say we get rid of all of that. And then we got our clip here that we're going to use. Now, you can always come in here and be stylized and do all this other stuff if you really want to. I'm not going to do that. We can put a drop shadow around our text. So I like using 5 and -6. You could put a stroke, put a line around everything so it stands out. So I'll use our blue for our colors. So, I could do something like that. You can play around with all this, the same type of action that you can do. And then once we export it, and this will work with any other platform that you're using, just make sure you're using custom so it outputs in the right direction. And I'm thinking DaVinci Resolve needs to have an export to Instagram here, because the script does. It allows you to go directly to those platforms. Let's open that back up real quick. So if I came here, see, I can come in here. If I did everything in the script, I can do an export, and then see, I can go directly. No, that's audio. Where's the other one at? All right. I'm missing something. Oh, it was publish. Because it was that. Where's it at? I'm missing it. I know I'm not. No, I'm not crazy. I know it said there for a minute. Oh well, I'm gonna have to figure that out. I know it said Instagram. Because I've used it before. Huh. Let's see. Publish. Page name. See, that's still going to YouTube. Huh. All right. Video. Either way, it'll format it that way. Sorry. I just know I saw it, but oh well. So that's something you could do. So if you have any other questions about that, let me actually, I did restart it. I didn't, oh well. So we could export this, and let me just go ahead and do that now. This is just a short example, so not that big of a deal. It's not like I'm gonna upload this. We'll render that out real quick. I was like, why is that covered up at the top of my screen? Because I had my output going to there. All right, so we got that. And these files are not big, because, again, as long as you stay under 30 seconds, and then especially, you can go maybe to 60. But the idea is you want to leverage different times, because we talked about it before. We don't want to hold anybody hostage to having to watch the entire thing. You just want to use different snippets to lead people back to what's to your main content. Again, you want easily digestible stuff that people can get in, get the main point of whatever it is, this impactful moment, and then have a reference to lead people back to the main full content. All right, so who am I missing? Shane. Hey, it's there at the top, right above my head. We are 16 away, sir. Mr. Clarence, does the ATEM software control the ATEM Mini Extreme ISO via long Ethernet? Yes, as well as USB. You can do either one. So as long as you are making sure you got an IP address, then yes, you can control it without the USB. That's how I have it connected right now. Well, excuse me. I have it connected to my streaming system over USB, and I have it hooked to this computer over USB. But if I disconnected USB to this one, for example, all right, so I just disconnected that, and I'm gonna open up. All right, where is my? There it goes. All right, so see, I got disconnected because I'm not connected over cable, but it can see it on the network. So if I go here to setup, you can see right now I'm only on network. So if I do that, I'm back to it. Now, I obviously, because I'm getting on the network, I can't pull video from this. This is just me remoting in and controlling it. I can do that, but not, I can't use this with OBS or anything like that because it's not being detected in any way, shape, or form. All right, so now I just connected it back. And as you can see, now we have both connections. So that could work. Yeah, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Otis, what's going on? Yep, T-minus 16. Really excited about the whole thing. All right, so while I'm doing that, I'm going to prep for some other questions. I'm going to go in and show you what I did with the announcement. So I'm going to have a dedicated video for it, but it was just so long and drawn out, and I had to get the stuff knocked out. So I'll show you a part of that here. But today we had problems with the ATEM Mini. What issues did you have with it there, Shane? Please let me know. We'll see what we can do to possibly help you solve it. So while that's coming up, let's go back over here and let me show you what I did with my announcements. So again, you don't need to have a lot. All I did for my announcements, I had this one camera and I had a mic on this. That was all I did. I just did a long form content of, I just turned it on. I got a wide shot so that I can use different angles in what I was doing. And it allowed me to move and do all this other stuff with it. Yeah, Mike has a great question here. How many people here do post-production on their services? Honestly, I'd rather not do post-production. But again, we're new, and I want to try and get as much done live as possible. All right, so I moved my stuff. So I need to remap to this. So that was 16. And again, it's just one long form content. That's all it was. So I moved this to moved 716. Did I not move all of these? Then announcements. That's the new path. Let's change it. There we go. All right. So this is the entire video. It was just me walking back and forth multiple times. I realized that the lighting in the room is horrible, and it didn't do what I needed it to do. So again, it was just, there's me. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that didn't come out right. And that's all I did. I just set the camera up, and just like when I had other people coming to work and do announcements, I just set the camera up and just let them go. All right. So I like to segment everything as well too. So if I come over here, this is the main body of everything. and then I did a different intro here. So this is that long clip that I've done tons and tons of editing to. So I don't know if I got it loud enough for y'all to hear. Actually, let me change my audio so it will come through the road, so y'all should be able to hear this as well. This way. Morning Signs and Wonders Ministries. My name is AJ here with the Media Ministry. And I want to take a few seconds to go over the announcements and all the highlights that are going on here at Signs and Wonders Ministry. Now, were y'all able to hear that? Please let me know if y'all can hear that. Because I'm still playing around with the audio and stuff like that. So what do? I have some music here that's supported from, I got that from Envato Elements. So if I do get anything, I should be able to fix it. So actually, let me check and see if I got that, and I can show you the process of fixing that if we get hit. So I'm going to log into the church's account. All right, let's bring that up here real quick. And we're going to look at content. And do we get hit with anything? Nothing yet. Yay, nothing so far. But I do have a license for each one of these songs. I'm sure I will get hit pretty soon. Thank y'all. Y'all said y'all can hear the audio. That's great. Thank you so much. So you know what, since you mentioned that, let's go ahead and do that now. This is some of the post-production that I kind of recommend for y'all because a bunch of y'all have been saying that. So we're going to go in here to the service today. And you see I've already started. I always have everything as a countdown. That's my default that always goes in there. I added the scripture when I set this up. So I hate the fact that it hasn't processed yet. So we had a little flub right here because we were going to use OBS and then it went to vMix, but we were having an issue with the computer. So I am building another dedicated streaming system, going to upgrade the one that I have at church so that we can have everything separate. So for me, I really want to cut that. So that's 18 seconds. Can I go in and cut a piece of that out? So right here. And all right. Now we're going to save this as new, and that's going to take some time for that to process, but that's going to get rid of that little snafu at the beginning. And I'll just name it V2 just so I can know the difference. Or maybe I'll just put it like a star or something right here. And I'm going to make it private. So when it's done, we'll be able to come back. All right. So that's going to be in the process of being made. So if we come here to videos, it should have processed. Yeah, so it's being made, so we'll come back, and that's going to get that first little section out of there. But while that's going on, let's go ahead and adjust the time. Now, we know we're off by 18 seconds, so we can readjust this so that all of our 18 seconds will be right. And Otis kind of is saying the same thing, but let me go backwards here. Some of the people answered here. Mike is asking some questions, some very good questions. What sort of things do you do on your own services? We make DVDs and make shorter clips. DVDs, I actually meant to make that for a funeral, but my DVD software is now not working. So I either need to get an updated version or I need to find something else. But right now, we're at the discretion of what at least my pastor lets me do. He's kind of handed the reins of all the media over to me and our team here so we can do whatever. And I kind of want to set the standard of what we're doing. So ultimately, what I want to get to is have the sermon by itself, start taking clips of that lead everything back. And that's just going to take some more time, but that's what we're going to do to leverage that. Appreciate all the kind comments, folks. Dominic talking about, I forgot what a DVD looks like. Hey, I mean, I'll be honest. I had somebody ask me if I would make him a DVD, and to be quite honest, I I proposed this. I'm like, why not just put it on a thumb drive? And most people have smart TVs. You can just put it in the TV and it will play. That might be an option if somebody really, really, really needs that. And then here's an opportunity. The church, I mean, thumb drives are very cheap. You can get them in bulk, and you can get a certain amount. Get a 8 gig one, a 4 gig one, a 2 gig, and that's small enough. And you can put the entire service on that and have them branded with your church logo and stuff like that. I might actually talk to Pastor Taylor about that. But let's see. Where did I leave off at? Brian, you know what? I was gonna put your comment up, but hey, I'm gonna keep that one quiet. But I appreciate it. I really do. Um, let's. I'm gonna use Second Kings for one of my hashtags, but let's go through here, and I need to set these side by side so I can actually see what's going on. And remember, we got to adjust this to 18 seconds. So let's go ahead and scrub forward to find where praise and worship starts.
And we're going to ask God to arise in our situation, arise in our circumstance.
All right, that's perfect. 10:20. So 10:20. All right, and that is praise and worship. All right, we're going to find, and we're using animated lower thirds.
Hallelujah.
And this was using that same step that I showed in the video where we're using DaVinci Resolve. Remember that Decklink mini monitor? OBS is another program that can use that. So we're running OBS with nothing but the animated lower thirds, and we're sending that to the ATEM on a different input, and that is what's doing here. So greeting is at 22:53. Greeting, welcome, and giving. All right, we're gonna scrub forward a little.
Everlasting Father, it is once
I
again.
guess I should have had a morning.
I'll be reading verses 9 through 12, and I'll be reading the King James translation. If you are not standing and you
So that's
are
25:52 is scripture. Now this is one of those things that I think like Mike and Otis and y'all were alluding to. This is not something technically that you can do live. I guess you could, but you're gonna have to at least do it multiple times. So this would be easier to do it after the fact. So actually that is not, that's just the greeting. And let's find, we have our welcome our guests.
but if not,
And I need to adjust our camera's white balance.
and how they are
Once we
doing
put
so well
certain
in
stuff, once we put certain stuff on that back wall, it just washes out our image. So I might need to dial it in a little bit more. I haven't had a chance to play around with it as much as I'd like. All right, and that's 30. I like we're doing stuff in whole numbers. It makes it so easy to do this. Welcome. Let me see if anybody got some stuff out here for me. So pretty much a lot of people, wait a minute, let's go back. Shane and Hannah said they had some issues with their stuff today. The video free from the A10 Mini to vMix, the video kept freezing 4/5 of the time. To fix it, I had to close the tab on vMix. I was having something, a similar issue. What's the specs on your system? For me, the video was fine, but the audio was trash. I ended up ultimately going from the X32 over USB into the system, which gave me a cleaner audio, but it was out of sync. And I just didn't have enough time to sync it up. So that's why we went back to streaming just from the ATEM. But I think it was the computer, because when I went into the computer just to hear the audio coming through OBS, it was still doing the exact same thing. So that's why I'm thinking an upgrade is going forth. I'm gonna put a Ryzen 5 5600G in there, 16 gigs in memory, and it's just gonna be a dedicated streaming system. Like I would have loved to spend that same amount of money and get like a web presenter like what I'm using right now, but I want to be able to have two different environments because ultimately we're putting stuff in place so that we go towards that hybrid service to where somebody else on the other side of the building is going to be hosting. That's why I wanted to have two systems ultimately. Let's see. And Brian's saying the same thing I'm doing right now is I add timestamps to YouTube videos and change the thumbnails on Facebook and YouTube. Yep. Let's see. Otis was saying in his thoughts, we try to do a lot of pre-production to avoid post-production after live stream. Yes, that is the best way to do it. So like adding lower thirds and doing that stuff live, then I don't have to add it after the fact. All I'm really doing is, I'm talking longer than anything, but the good thing is I'm just cutting out the little gaps that we do. But as we move towards other stuff, won't have to do that at all. Dominic says the only post-production does is the audio side. The video is good to go. Awesome. Back to Brian. Regarding clips, has anyone used the clip option in YouTube to distribute short-form clips content? I have not used that. I've enabled that for other people to use my stuff. I think that's how Josh gets some of mine. But that's what I'm working towards. All right, and Shane was saying that this week is the first time it did that. It froze 5 times. That's the same thing that happened with me. So I don't know if an update or something kind of knocked everything out of whack. All right, so let's.
Hopefully you have felt welcome. Truly we praise God for
So 31:19. 31:19. So that's giving. And there we go. That's our okay, that's prayer.
with the opportunity to give. We thank you, dear God, for giving us the means to be able to give on this.
All right, so 34, 44. And for right now, without a better name, I'm calling it SWM News. So let's save that real quick. And I'll let you see what we did on the announcements part. I don't know why the audio sounds so low. It's like going in and out. Good morning, Signs and Wonders Ministries. My name is AJ here with the Media Ministry. And I want to take a few seconds to go over the announcements and all the highlights that are going on here at Signs and Wonders Ministries. This Thursday at 7 p.m., Daughters of Destiny will continue. So pretty much I was shooting in 4K. So I had a wide shot, which would allow me to shrink in and give myself different placements. I really did not move. I was just standing there, and I was able to do this. This is DaVinci Resolve, lower text that was there. Again, going back to we're talking about using different types of footage while we're taking pictures. That's how I was able to leverage a lot of this stuff. This was one of our services, and I just sampled that same video. And we're able to add that into our announcements. So really, if you don't want to get stuff like from Pexels and things like this, start recording, start taking some other stuff, pictures, camera, video, whatever, because you can use that stuff later on. That's why I was talking about the drone and all this other stuff that I play around with just to get footage that I can use. So let's skip forward some more.
Here will be none other than the pastor of Signs and Wonders Ministries, Pastor David O'Taylor.
So as you can see, we're using our animated lower thirds right there as well too. All right, so I'm gonna use 3838 for this. for the sermonic selection. $38. All right, and then let's skip forward here. And I actually got my pastor a new mic, so we're not using a Rode. We got the GTD audio belt pack and a dedicated mic. That was for Pastor Taylor and Dr. Taylor. All right, so there we go. That's $49.41. Now, for anyone who's adding timestamps, how long does it normally take you to actually add them? Again, normally I would probably go faster, but I'm just talking. I think Shane and Hannah are asking the same thing. Who adds the timestamps to YouTube? Now, after a certain point, you can actually do them automated, but I don't know if that's locked behind a subscriber account. I mean, I have that option, but I always add mine. So going to some of my older videos that have timestamps, I didn't put those in. That was automatic. That was done. All right, so we got the whole sermon here. Let's see.
So simple. If we confess with our mouth, experiencing all the stuff that we thought were. What about you?
Sound is good.
I'm going.
All right, that was.
They're believers. They have a mission. Seek. And you'll see things begin to get better and better for you as you move forward. Lastly, if you're here today.
All right, that's 1858. So that's what we're going to do. Call to discipleship. And 58. Did I spell it wrong? Yes, it did. Call to discipleship. And then, for the most part, at the end, we want to leave 20 seconds so that we have time for that.
That all of God.
So we have enough time to put a response, to subscribe button, everything like that for whoever's watching. So that's the end. We didn't wait long enough. No, that actually works. So I'm going to take 20 seconds off the end of here. So I'm going to take this one. And then I guess you don't really need to do an outro. Actually, I don't need to do that. So I'm going to end it right here. So those are my thumb stamps, our time stamps. So we got that saved. Let's refresh. And there we go. Now, again, remember, we got to subtract 18 seconds once this goes through, but we got all our timestamps here. All right. So now, the reason I say you want to give 20 seconds at the end, that's going to give you time to put your stuff at the end. So right here, I want to do a end card, and it won't let me do it because we're still editing. It's still processing. So let's actually go back to last week's, and let's do an end here. The end cards are for 20 seconds, all right? So let's go ahead and use a standard one here. And we want to give a suggestion, and I want to make sure I'm not blocking anything. I wish it would give me, see, we didn't end it in time for enough time because you have a full 20 seconds. And see, I can't, if I do it any shorter than that, not much you can do with it.
Some people are Bible study. Make sure you come.
See, now this placement is good because it's right over there near our YouTube one. But then if we go here to the end, we don't want to block what's going on. So let's, can I shrink it some? Nope. So this is where we might want to play around with doing something different for an end card so that it works properly. So we can leverage this at the end. So let's go ahead and I'm going to delete this right now, but we're going to move forward and doing this a different way. Now, let's do this in Canva so that anybody can do this as well, too. And we want to use some proportions on this so that you can set this up as an end card. All right, so I am going to duplicate this because, again, making a branding, fonts, everything that goes in our live stream. So for me, let's get rid of this, and we're going to call this our live stream end. All right. So what we're going to do, we need some space for it. So what I like to do is let's take the same image that we uploaded because we want to use that screen size, which is 16 by 9. I'm going to take this and shrink it down. And I'm going to put this over here in the corner. And then corner, let's paste it. And we're going to give ourselves another one right here. And then we want to make a circle because that's where our subscribe button is going to be. We want to give ourselves some size for it. So we make it just a little bit bigger right there. All right. So we can get rid of this, get rid of this. And I put the church name right there. I'm actually going to do this because I like that. And then let's take this line, let's copy and paste that, and then let's rotate it. Come on now. Of course you wouldn't let me put it right where I wanted it to be. There we go, 90 degrees. Let's scooch it on over just a little bit. Let's shrink our name. And then let's go ahead and add our, now I don't need to add a website right now because that is a tag that we can add at the end of our stuff. So I want to use that, and I also uploaded this. I think that's a question, but thank you, Shane. AJ, you do a really good job. Well, thank you so much. Roland from Switzerland, hello, thank you for stopping by. So what we got here, we're just going to use these as placeholders, and then the idea is, where's the church logo? All right, right here. So I'm going to have this, and by default, I'm going to put it inside the circle. But when we do the subscribe button, it's going to take up this spot. All right, we'll make sure that we're actually inside the circle, exact center. There we go. But when we put our the subscribe button from YouTube, it will take up that whole side. Now, what else can we put in here? We also want to put up some icons here, but I'm going to just do this because, again, people won't know unless you ask. We're going to do like, subscribe, share. And let's make this center. So we got that, and that's going to be our card that we're going to be using, and that's just what's going to be loaded so that when we end the live stream, it goes to that. Now, this image, obviously, we're not going to use. I just needed that for a proportion size. So I'm going to take just a square and match the dimensions of this because the boxes that are provided from YouTube will cover this up. And I'm actually going to use our colors for that. Shane, also let me know, Shane and Hannah, let me know what part of London you're in because I'm planning on going there. Would love to catch up and meet and all this other good stuff. All right, so we got that, and let's add a little fun stuff. Let's add a little drop shadow here. I want to use, can I use the same color here? And then let's do that again as well. Another drop shadow here. And there we go. That is going to be an initial end screen that we're going to use. And I need to download, well, I'll download that when I get to, well, let's just download it now. PC number 2. Let's go ahead and log in here. This is Chrome Remote Desktop for those who are wondering. The beauty of doing stuff like this is, let's go here to Chrome, because what I just did here, we'll be able to just download there. Let's full screen this. Where's my image? There we go. Oh, come on now, get out of here. All right, so we're gonna download this. Uh-oh, folks. Uh-oh, folks. We're almost 10 away. We's almost 10 away. All right, so this is the vMix. I'm really thinking about going with vMix just because it gives me a lot of functionality that I can do here. Shane Hannah, the software was Canva that I was using, canva.com. That's what I was using to make the graphics. Again, I don't want to do it in Photoshop because I have Photoshop. The church doesn't have it. I want to do whatever I do for Signs and Wonders. I want it to be applicable that anybody in the media ministry can do. That's why I pull stuff from Pexels. If I do pull something from my account, because I have it under my company for Envato Elements, I download that and load it up to the church's computer so anyone has access to it. I use anything that I do. It's something that is accessible because, again, I don't want to be the go-to person for everything. I want everybody to be comfortable with doing that stuff. All right, so I guess I should have had a thanks for watching on there. Can we add that? Let's go back here and edit this. And let's copy and paste. So let's shrink the size of this. Can we shrink it some more? I think it's my font. Let's shrink this some. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, folks. Thanks for watching. All right. And we can actually crank this up. Actually, I did this. I'm actually just going to put Signs and Wonders right up under here. Thanks for watching. Boom. There we go. So now let's re-download that again. Actually, let's get rid of this one so that the name is right. Download. Adam, hello, sir. How are you doing? Oh, y'all in Linkshire. Okay. Well, hey, it's my first time going over there. So, I mean, I don't mind coming in that direction if the airport is close. Shane and Hannah, Canva is free. Yes, you can pay for it, but everything I'm doing is in the free account. All right. Brian talking about get the tissues out. Nah. Now we can hold up for that one. We hit 100,000 when we do that one. Oh, I already know the waterworks are going to be for that one. All right, so we got that downloaded. Now this software is vMix. That is on Windows only. So now for our end card, we're going to go ahead and change this to the one we just did. So I like to have all our stuff in our documents because this computer is only for live streaming. So let's go ahead and cut this and we're going to move it to documents. I'm actually going to be doing everything over again, putting a new hard drive and everything on this system. So, all right, so the name was the same. So I wonder, it should have just moved. Yep, see it updated. All right, so when we end, that's licensed music that y'all are hearing, that's there as well too. So that's what's ending. And then when this is done, and that little hair right there on that side. See, that's the part that gets me. We got to change that just a bit. There we go. Now it's perfect. All right, let's download this again. Advent Flame. Yep. And then Mike, man, don't be a part of Josh and Chuck, man. 100,000 and the chicken dance. Honestly, I was looking at trying to go maybe the first week or the last week in August, to be quite honest. That's when I was looking. So, yeah, it did download. All right. So we got that. Let's go ahead and get out of here so that we're not using it at the same time. Let's move our image over. And while I'm doing that, folks, I know it sounds kind of redundant, but if you like what we're doing here, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't, please hit subscribe. You can be a part of the first 50,000. And then make sure you have that bell notification on, because you definitely want to have that on when we do the giveaway. So let's paste that, replace. All right. Now, the other thing that I did, because I like those lower thirds so much that are done in OBS, what I did is I just opened up I opened up OBS. I was just talking about them. So what I did, if it'll open, see, all I did is, these are the lower thirds that I have. I just started recording, and then I just engaged these. See, that was the other reason. I don't know why that's hanging like that. So I turned that off. I don't know if it's like the first time it needs to get going, but now actually, let's do this again, because we can actually make this even easier. So I'm going to add a color source here, and let's go ahead and pick solid green. And let's go ahead and put this in the back. All right, so now that we're recording, let me stop recording and record again. Let's engage each one of these. Pass Taylor. And now I'm definitely gonna need to change something on vMix. Hold on, we's almost there, folks. Let me stop the recording. Let me load something real quick. And before you ask, it ain't no burr. It ain't a burr. All right, I am now prepared. All right, so we got that recorded. Now I'm just gonna do one so you can, because I've already done this, but just show you what you can do with this. So this is the recording that I did here. We're gonna convert that over. And now, if you really like those animated lower thirds, what you could do, which is what I did here, and I'll do it again, is I'm gonna add a video, and I'm gonna add the one we just did. So here's our lower third. So all I would do is just do this as an overlay. I'll use number 4. And look, boom, there is there's our lower third. Now, obviously, I would trim this so it's a certain amount of time, but hey, I don't like all this. This is where we come in, color key it, and look, there we go. And why is it doing that? Let's turn on our chroma filter here, and then that gets rid of all the green. So now you just made a 15-second recording of your lower third, and then there you go. And I did this already on all the other ones. So if I bring up this one, this is the one that I already did with Pastor Taylor. Then we also have the one with Dr. Laura. And then we have one with our giving. And I meant to do the one with the like, subscribe, share, because I had the wrong logo. I had the Cash App logo on there. So let's do that again. And I think the first time it does it wrong. So I'm going to check it off, engage it. See, it hangs the first time. I don't know why it does that. So let's stop recording. Get it gone. Start recording again. Let's engage it. And I'm going to let this one actually play all the way out. And again, remember, you can set the time on how long this goes before how long it lasts, as well as how long it is before it loops. All right, so we just ended it. Boom. All right, so there we go. There's our recording. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this last one. Then I'm actually going to put it in the right location because we can just do it this way. So I would say this is like, subscribe, share, Remux, boom. Close this out. We're going to add a new video here. That's under documents, like, subscribe, share. And we're going to come in here. We're going to color key it, turn on chroma. And then I actually have this linked to a button already on the Stream Deck, so that this isn't touched. Everything is done through the Stream Deck. So if we engage number 4, there we go. And that's how we can add everything into this automatically. Now, the other thing that I would tell y'all is, in me getting the specs and everything for the system here, I pre-ordered it because it's not available yet, but I want to have some redundancy. The idea is, can we use the USB cable out? Yes, we can. But why am I typing that in? Blackmagic dropped the HD versions of this. So this is the mini recorder that is 1080p 60 only. The other one, if I do the mini recorders and I show the original ones, that's the one I actually got on the floor over here. So that's the 4K one. But this is the original one that can only go up to 1080i. And they actually dropped the price by $14. But again, why pay $135 for one that can do up to 1080i? But then this one is actually, what, $6 cheaper, and it actually has the full version of everything. That's what I'm also going to put in this system. So I already have a case. I'm just gutting everything that was already there. Let me make sure I don't have anything in here first, so I can show you the specs of what I just got in here. 8 folks. 8 people, folks. I need to take a picture. Memories. All right, so what we got is, now the system, actually, I'm jumping all around. I'm actually on the system, so let's do this. So if we go to Task Manager, the specs of the system, this is an old system. This is the original editing system that I used to use. This is an AMD FX 8320 with 32 gigs of memory. No, 24 gigs of memory. And I put in the GPU that I used to have in my system over here. I put the RX 6500 XT in there. That didn't help nothing from a standpoint. But what I'm going to do is we're replacing all of that. And we're going to put in a Ryzen 5 5600G dedicated GPU so I can take my GPU back and put it in here. We're going with the B550 version of the DS3H. Love that motherboard. I haven't found anything at a price comparison in the power that I need with that. 16 gigs of memory and a 512 gigabyte NVMe. That is what I'm putting in there. And when it comes in, I'm going to put that Decklink mini recorder. Even though this should be fine with the USB, I am planning on putting that in, doing a review of that, and I like having a backup just in case. All right. So let's see. Mitch Roy, hello, hello. Yep, we's almost there, folks. Otis, T-minus 10 and counting. Yep, we're there. Back to Otis. You create in vMix the lower thirds inside of vMix title editor. Yeah, I was going to do that, Otis. I just didn't like the way they looked. And I probably need to put some more time into it, but I just didn't like them from that. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. Hello, hello. Hey, things are great. How are things with you? Hello from the Bahamas. We'll be back in the Bahamas in about 3 weeks. But yeah, folks, I'm really just, there are really no words I can say, even though I will have some words to say. I'm just really excited because, again, from where this started and where it is now, I mean, all I can do is just say thank you, God. Thank you so much. Again, the early days, man, it was rough sometimes, folks, trying to get this stuff done because everybody thought it was kind of crazy and stuff like that, and we don't need to do this and all this other stuff like that. But, I mean, again, I'm just thankful that he's been true to his word, and he asked me to leave music, which was something I've done for 25 years, and do this. And once I found that it was him actually telling me to do it, I did it, and it was rough at the very beginning. Lost job, lost a bunch of things that were really important to me, and the scripture says it's like, hey, he talked to somebody and said, I need you to get away from your family. I need you to go to a place that I've designated for you, and that's what it was. And was it scary? Yes, but I trusted, and I'm just so thankful. Just to be in this place right now. It's so many times that I've sat and thought about what I was going to say when we got to 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. I've even done 1 million because it's going to happen. And just the ability to be able to help and do stuff like that, I mean, it's awesome. See, Brian, you done messed me up, man. You done messed me up here. So, let's see. We got some other folks here. Yep, you got vMix. Yeah, I mean, I'm liking it. I just don't like the price. Based off of all these inputs that I have here, we're going to have to pay for the full version. The HD version is like so $300 and something for this. I might want to jump on it and get it before they started going into a monthly type of thing. But because I don't want to pay for the monthly, because most of this stuff, I know if I brought it to my pastor, he would say yes. But I want to be a good steward over this, not just asking for money all the time. Good evening, just joining from Nigeria. Hey, thanks for joining. Here, Jinx, what's going on? For post-processing, I update title and description and add a thumbnail. So far, that's all. Now, me personally, what I've been doing is, and I actually got to do this anyway right now. So I don't think we made the connection for the live stream because we're using we're using Vimeo for this. I don't have a direct access to the account. I'm just a manager on the account. So I think I know the lady who's in charge of it. So I need them to move it over to our email because we moved over to Google Workspace for our church stuff. So we actually have emails for our church instead of using Gmail. But what we need to do is go over here and set up, you see all the channels that I manage or run. And I need to set up a live stream for next week. So when it comes to that, I think a lot of times Pastor tells me the scripture, what he was going to preach on. So I make a thumbnail about that. But the one he was actually doing, he said God inspired him to change up what he was doing. So we did that. So most of the time I come in here and use a generic one. So I'm a Sunday morning service. So all of these thumbnails, why I keep saying that? Timestamps. Gonna get rid of. There's our scripture. Gonna get rid of that. You see, I'm giddy, folks. And this is gonna be for the 24th. And then normally I make all of our thumbnails, but then I have a standard go-to that I use. And I'm actually doing this on the church's computer. Did I save it here? No, I didn't, but I'm going to start using this one anyway. Just a blank one. Or no, I did. It's in documents, I think. Because I thought I did one that doesn't have countdown in it. Let's download that one. Got a bunch of y'all commenting. I haven't had a chance. I'm going to put it on automatic because I know I'm missing some of the stuff y'all are saying. So I want to use, all right, so this is the one that has no countdown. Everybody count down 4. All right, now make a copy. See, I'm too busy laughing. I hit the wrong button. I want to download that, not make a copy. Well, thank y'all, man. Y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. All y'all who are going out there and telling other people to do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. All right. So we're going to use that thumbnail instead. And this is the one that I changed. So there's no countdown. We need to move that. 3 folks. We're at 3. I'm trying to get a picture of each one. So we're going to move that to over here. So there we go. So that's our go-to standard one that I'll go back to and change. So this is for next week. We're going to set that to the 24th. We start at 10:45. That way we know when we start doing the timestamps, we start at the exact time. We'll know, okay, once it hits 15, boom. That is our praise and worship, and that will be another one that we can add in there. All right, so now that I'm doing, folks. What we got going on over here? Boosters firing. So let me turn off auto here. So I'm ready with my, which button was it? Yeah, I got the button ready. No, it's not. Yeah, it was. So I got my button ready. So it's not pictures. We're gonna figure it out, whichever one it is. I think I had it on the wrong one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, folks. We did it, folks. We did it. Let's fire it up. Woohoo! I hit the wrong button. Come on now. All right, where we at? Come on now. All right. Woo! We did it, folks. Yay! Yay! Thank you so much, folks. Thank you. Thank you. God, I thank you. I'm not, Brian, I ain't going to do it. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just excited, folks. Yes, we did it. I didn't do it. We did it. It was because of great folks like y'all. That's why we were able to do it. So thank you. 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 So with that being said, folks, I'm going to give y'all some time. If you haven't, make sure you enter at grow.ajhomes.com. 50K giveaway. You have exactly 1 hour. And then this page is going down. And then we're going to start picking some folks. And we go from there. So, again, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Now, the fact that we went over, we're going to have to change this up a little bit. We're going to change this up a little bit because we're going to be bringing this back to do the giveaway. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, one more time, folks, if you haven't, go to grow.ajhomes.com/50K giveaway. That way we can give that set up and give this stuff away and ship it out. Again, remember the rules. If you do not respond within 14 hours, I believe it's 14. I think I said 16, but if you don't respond in 14 hours, we do another giveaway. We're giving away a PTZ camera as a runner-up. We're giving away an A10 Mini Extreme. If the original plans don't work out, we're flipping it around. The A10 Mini Extreme is going to be the grand prize, and we're giving away a PTZ camera. Again, thank you so much. I will put the link in the chat. You only need to enter it once because it will kick out if you're entered multiple times. So your name is only going to be entered once. The only people who are going to be entered in twice are Patreon supporters and YouTube members. I will enter their names in twice as a thank you for them supporting the channel. If you want to do that and you believe in what we're doing here, this ministry that I'm doing of helping, you can go to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO and get started for $1 a month, or you can click the join button down below. No matter which way you pick, folks, you are helping us change and transform media ministries all over the world so that we can share the message like never before, leveraging all the technology so that we can share his message to those people who might not have an opportunity to actually hear about it. So again, we're shutting it down early, folks, because we're going to be back. This Starship Enterprise. Yes, it is. And folks, thank you. Let me get off before I get in trouble here. So we'll be back. Make sure you like this video, you hit subscribe. Make sure you have the bell notifications on. That way you do not miss the giveaway that we're going to be doing. We're going to be drawing people. What I'm doing is getting off to pull everybody's name down in an hour. I'm actually going to go eat, pull everybody's name down, put everybody in my database, run it, and then we're going to be drawing some people out, folks. All right? So be on the lookout for that. Again, thank you. Thank you, folks. So we'll be talking with y'all in the live stream pretty soon. So see y'all later. Thank you, Brian. Thank you all, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.